guys, it's Jonah here and I'm back with a beer review for you. And this one I had to review because it was a new set of beers there are a couple of them in the supermarkets. And I was a bit confused to start with until I got it home and Googled a lot of the shit. Because I thought it said something else. This one here. This is by Shepherd Neame, believe it or not. Although you have to look very, very hard, not on the front, on the back, amongst all the other crap, and it says it, I think it's just about here, that you will not possibly be able to read. But this is a Shepherd Neame, and there's a dark ale, and there's a light ale as well, but this is the dark ale, and it's the Artesian dark ale. Comes in at 3.8, so it's quite a mild dark beer. But this says Artesian, not Artisan, as I perhaps first thought. I thought they're a bit pretentious down there in Kent, aren't they? Artisan? Very bizarre. But it's Artesian. Now, let's have a look at the bottle to start with. Look at that. It's dark ale. The branding doesn't have some of the Shepherd Neame, or most of the Shepherd Neame bottles, say so on the bottle. This one does not, and it's a slightly different shape. But this is a confusing kind of dark. I quite like it. It looks like a sort of, I don't know, it looks like some rocks with, you know, these are the rocks, and then above here is like the stars in the night sky, because it's a dark ale after all. We do have a neckerchief here which says dark ale, but it's got some sort of Celtic or weird sort of knottage in there. Go and have a look. We don't have any branding on the cap, which unfortunately I don't like. So you're going to say, what's this Artesian all about? Well, Shepherd Neame have what is called an artesian well, which means the water coming up through said well is under pressure, so they don't need to pump it out, especially when it rains and a lot of the water gets into the ground. Yeah, it's just saving them money. Don't be confused to think it's artisan water, because I thought artisan water, that's almost as pretentious as saying craft beer, isn't it? Right, let's get into this one. This one has not been chilled at all. Got some smokage there. And as I say, there are two of these. There's a lighter version and there's the dark version. This is the dark ale, 3.8. It's quite light in my opinion. Quite light for a dark ale on the old ABV. Let's see how well we do. Oh, getting there. It's in a 500 bottle. So, you know, I'm not going to complain too loudly about that. Although a pint bottle would be much better. Now, look at that. Is that dark? Can you guys see me through there? I think you can. Very, very clear. That water's clearing. I don't think that's necessarily a dark ale at all. Look at that colour. I'd say that's not even conker. Yeah. Interesting. Got a nice head on there. It is fast dissipating, large bubbles, and that is probably 2/3 of a finger. I'm being slightly generous. Getting a nice malty dishwater pint aroma, and I like that. Getting a slight sweetness, a slight sort of caramelness off the aroma. This, I hope, is going to be quite a sweet beer. Artisan beer. Artesian, my friends, Artesian beer. Let's go in for a drink. Oh, lovely. Oh, this one's all about the malts. We're getting a lovely malt profile, lovely malt taste for such a low ABV. Chocolates, a bit of roast in there, roast barley, maybe a slight hint of cigar. those dark leaves that you get on an autumn walk when you're picking up conkers and things like that from the ground. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is dishwater beer in a glass. Let's tilt it back so you can see the colour of that. Can you see there? You can still see me through there. It's not that dark. Put my hand there. Look at that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We are getting some bitterness though. Not necessarily in the style of a nice aromatic hop. We're talking about quite heavy Kentish hops in the boil, in the upfront bitterness, not so much for aroma and late taste. Yeah, a little bit of residual sweetness there, a little bit of bittering in the hops, but it just sort of makes your mouth water a little, but it doesn't linger that long, although you can taste a bit of the hops. We're talking a very traditional old Kentish hop. I wouldn't be surprised if there was quite a lot of East Kent Goldings in there just for bittering, and maybe a tiny little bit of a late addition in the boil. There is definitely no dry hopping in this beer at all. I'm getting a little bit of sweet coffee, sweet instant coffee. I'm getting hot chocolate, but it's that dark, bitter chocolate that women of a certain age like. Gentlemen don't usually like. They like the milk chocolate. Or if you're anything like me, you do. This is more raw cacao kind of taste. Is it a dishwater beer? No. It's a little bit more than that. You're getting a lot of dark stuff coming through. Conkers in the playground. Jumpers for goalposts. This is a beer. I don't think you could drink a lot of these in the summertime, although it's only 3.8% on the ABV. This is not what this beer is about. This is about sitting in front of a roaring fire, maybe watching fireworks going off at a firework display. This is definitely a dark ale, although in colour not so much. It's a very interesting beer. It's a very strange beer. One that I quite enjoy drinking, I have to say. I think the marketing of this beer is a bit wrong. I will tell you why. I saw this and I misread the label. It says Artesian, okay? And I thought mistakenly it was Artesian. And if this did say Artesian Dark Ale, and it does say on the back, made from our artisan well, because I read it wrong. I really think the name of this is going to be put off, although it is correct. I have Googled it, and the spelling, having this I in the letter here, I-A-N, instead of artisan, that makes a big difference. And I think a lot of people on the street, in the supermarket, are going to think that says artisan and think that Shepherd Neame are taking the piss. And I would say that assumption is wrong, because they've tried to do something a little bit too clever, and I don't think people are going to take it in the way it was meant by the marketing department at Shepherd Neame. I have to say, guys, I think you've got this wrong, because I think this is a fantastic beer. It is what it is. It's a very dark tasting beer. Not so heavy, slightly against the style of what's popular at the moment. But well done for you. I think this beer is quite a good one. This has been Uncle Jonah here, drinking the beers so you don't have to. And why not go out down your local supermarket, see if you can get this one, Artesian Dark Ale by Shepherd Neame. I think that falls a bit short, but because of their marketing, not because of the actual beer itself, which I think isn't half bad as a dishwater beer. Guys, click like and subscribe down below. You know how we roll. I want as many of you as possible to comment on these videos. I want you to give me that big old thumbs up. And if not, please explain why not. Because just thumbing me down, it doesn't actually do anything, does it? Guys, cheers and beers from Uncle Jonah. We'll see you next time for another beer review. Oh, tastes dark.